All right, I study mud fossils, and I have found mud fossils that are soft tissue fossils that preserved magnificently, and I've had them DNA tested, and they're human, and not only that, they're human giants. And they're extremely large giants, hundreds of feet tall. And there's no question what they are. There's been 7 CAT scans, 3 DNA tests, it's all done. Now, and that led me to a lot of other things. A woman and a dragon, Revelations 12. A great sign appeared in the heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, a crown of stars on her head. She was pregnant, cried out in pain as she was about to give birth. It goes on here, down to here. She gave birth to a son, a male child, who will rule all the nations with an iron scepter. She's standing on the moon giving birth in space. And her child was snatched up to God and to his throne. So that's the Son of God. The woman fled into the wilderness, so forth. Then a war broke out in the heavens, and Michael's angels fought against the devil, and so forth. Now, that's recorded in the Bible. Now, what I'm saying is there's also another story in the Bible about manna falling from heaven to feed the Jews. And there's another story in the Bible that says Jesus said, it was my body that fell out of the sky and fed the Jews. Truly, 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 you have to believe me. And they thought he was crazy, and most of them just abandoned him at that point because they thought he was nuts. But what it was a live birth in space, and it was Jesus' placenta. And a placenta is nothing more than a big bag full of milk. At the time of giving birth, there's an enormous rush of hormones that creates lactic proteins that feed the baby on the actual birth, right at the moment of birth. And that is what gushed out into space, came down and fed the Jews in the desert. There is no other reason that milk is going to fall from the sky. Secondly, red dust fell from the sky. That is afterbirth blood. Thirdly, stones fell from the sky. That is the tough stuff that's in the umbilical cord. Jesus said it was his body that fell. The case is closed. Okay, Genesis 6.4, been misunderstood for history. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which are men of old and men of renown. Totally misunderstood. It's the same words, but not spoken in the same way. They inserted a sentence within a sentence. It's meant to be read, there were giants in the earth in those days. The same were the mighty men, which were men of old and men of renown. And also after that, when the sons of God came unto the daughters of men, they bare children to them. Those are the second sets of giants. Obviously, they're not the old men. The old men are the ones that are in the ground, obviously. The new giants are new. And the old giants I have an issue with the Bible where it says that God created the earth, and then the next thing that happens is Adam's around. Now what happened? Where did the giants in the earth come from? So we got issues going on here. And I have a timeline of the Bible that says that the Bible started after Atlantis. And it's not even questionable. If you go back through the timeline of the history of the Bible, you go back 6,000 years. You go back to Atlantis, you go back 11,400. Plato said it. Herodotus has all of this stuff. And that was written before the Bible. So I'm going with 2 sets of factors here. One is the Titans, the Olympians, all of that, Cronus and all those guys, Gaia, it was all true. And then our God, the Christian God, my God, got here. And he had Jesus and all that stuff. All that stuff is true too. So that's the way it works.